Security should have stopped this at the door. Now we've got janitors bringing their kids to work like this is a daycare. Unbelievable. Dr. Gerald Whitmore stands in the Pentagon cafeteria doorway. 10 o'clock at night. He's talking to his colleague, but speaking loud enough for everyone to hear. He points at a 12-year-old black girl sitting in the corner. School uniform. Homework spread across the table. The girl's mother stops mopping. Loretta Johnson. 45 years old. She's cleaned these floors for 18 years. "I'm so sorry, sir," Loretta says quietly. "She'll stay out of the way. I promise." Whitmore waves her off, walks away still chuckling. Maya Johnson stares at her notebook, pencil gripped tight, eyes burning. Dr. Whitmore has no idea. In 48 hours, that 12-year-old girl will be the only person who can save his career. Have you ever been completely invisible to someone right before you became the only one who could save them? 3 days earlier. Pentagon Cryptolinguistics Unit. Conference Room 3B. 13 days into a crisis. 12 expert cryptologists stare at projection screens covered in symbols. 47 characters. Foreign cipher. Sophisticated. Resistant to every method they've tried. The intercepted communications suggest terrorist coordination. Names, locations, timelines, all locked behind this code. Senate Intelligence Committee briefing in 4 days. Political pressure mounting every hour. Dr. Whitmore paces the room. His reputation is on the line. 30 years of service. This cannot be the failure that defines his career. "Run frequency analysis again," he says. "We've run it 6 times, an analyst replies. "Then run it 7. They've tried AI algorithms, linguistic pattern matching, every cipher database in the system. Nothing works. The team debates theories. Modified Kazakh dialect? Uyghur hybrid? Algorithmic encryption? Nobody knows. 11:45 at night. They've been here since 6 in the morning, exhausted, frustrated, out of ideas. "Take 15 minutes, Whitmore says. "Coffee, bathroom, clear your heads." The room empties. Experts shuffle out for a break. One critical detail. The door doesn't close all the way, left slightly open. The projection screens still display the cipher. Glowing, waiting. Down the hall, Loretta Johnson's shift break begins. Midnight to 12:30. Exactly 30 minutes. It's the only break she gets in a 7-hour shift. Maya waits in the hallway for her mom, sitting on a bench. Math homework is mostly finished. She's been here since 6. 4 more hours until they go home. She hears frustrated voices, see the door open, watch the experts leave. Through the gap, she sees the screens, large, bright, covered in strange symbols arranged in columns. Maya loves puzzles. At 12 years old, she's solved over 200 encryption challenges on a website called Crypto Club. She's ranked 3rd in her age division. Anonymous username, Midnight Solver. But she's never seen anything like this. She looks down the hall. Empty. Look at the open door. Her heart pounds. She knows she's not supposed to go in there. These are restricted rooms, classified spaces. She's been told 100 times. Stay in the cafeteria. Don't wander. But the symbols. They're right there. Just one look. Just for a minute. Maya stands up, walks slowly toward the open door. Maya steps inside the conference room. The door clicks softly behind her. Her sneakers are silent on the carpet. The projector hums. The air smells like stale coffee and dry erase markers. She approaches the screen slowly, heart hammering. The symbols fill the entire wall, arranged in perfect columns, groups of 7, repeating patterns she can almost recognize, papers scattered across the conference table, failed attempts, theories crossed out in red ink, notes scribbled in frustration. Maya pulls out her notebook, the one she uses for puzzle solving, worn cover, pages filled with codes she's cracked for fun. She stares at the cipher. 30 seconds pass. Her eyes move differently now. Not reading, scanning, looking for patterns the way she's trained herself to see them. The symbols look random, but Maya learned something from 3 years of online puzzle solving. Nothing is truly random. Everything has a pattern if you know where to look. She notices something. Certain symbol clusters appear at regular intervals, every 7th position. That's not random. That's deliberate. The layout reminds her of something. A rail fence cipher. She solved one exactly like this last week on Crypto Club. The way the symbols zigzag down the page. Then it clicks. This isn't one cipher, it's 2, layered together. Her hand moves fast now, copying a small section into her notebook, testing her theory. She tries a basic Caesar shift, where each letter moves a certain number of spaces in the alphabet. Nothing. She tries rail fence transposition, reading diagonally instead of straight across. Partial success. Some letters emerge, but they're scrambled. Then she combines both methods. Caesar shifts with a key of 7. Rail fence pattern also using 7 rails. Letters form. Real letters. Words appear. Checkpoint Vienna 0400. Maya's hand shakes. She just decoded actual intelligence, real classified information. She keeps going, applies the same pattern to 3 more lines. Alpine route secured. Contact confirmed Thursday. Shipment 27 containers. Her breathing quickens. This is real. This isn't a game. These are actual operations, actual plans. 9 minutes have passed since she entered the room. The door opens. Maya! Her mother's voice, urgent, terrified. Loretta rushes in, sees her daughter standing at the screen, notebook in hand. What are you doing? You can't be here. We'll lose everything. Mama, wait, Maya says, excited, not understanding the danger. I think I figured out what this says. Look, it's not as complicated as they think. It's just a rail fence cipher combined with Caesar substitution. If you set the key at 7 and read diagonally... Maya, stop. We have to go. Right now. Footsteps in the hallway. Both of them freeze. Colonel Sarah Hendricks appears in the doorway. 52 years old. Deputy Director of Defense Intelligence. She works late. Always. She was walking past. Heard voices where there shouldn't be voices at midnight. Her expression is stern. Cold. What's going on here? Loretta's face drains of color. I'm so sorry, ma'am. Her voice cracks. My daughter. She shouldn't be here. I'll get her out immediately, please. I'm so sorry. Hendricks steps into the room. Look at Maya. Look at the screen. Look at the notebook in Maya's hand. She walks closer. Takes the notebook. Reads the decoded phrases Maya wrote. Her expression changes, from anger to confusion, from confusion to shock. She looks at Maya, really looks at her for the first time. Who decoded this? Maya raises her hand slightly, terrified. You? Hendricks asks. A child? I like puzzles, ma'am. Maya's voice is small, shaking. I'm sorry I came in here, but I thought I recognized the pattern. It's like the puzzles I do online, on Crypto Club. I'm ranked 3rd in my age division. I've solved 247 ciphers. This one looked hard, but it's actually just 2 basic methods combined. If you use key number 7 and... Hendricks holds up a hand. She pulls out her secure phone, opens the Pentagon cipher database, takes Maya's method, applies it to one encrypted line they've been stuck on for days. The letters unscramble. It works. Perfect decryption. Hendricks stares at the screen, then at Maya, then back at the screen. Silence fills the room. How long did this take you? Hendricks asks quietly. Maybe 15 minutes? Hendricks sits down heavily in a chair. We've had 12 experts working on this for 13 days. She looks at Loretta, then back at Maya. 13 days. Maya Johnson wasn't born a genius. She was born curious. Age 6. Her father gave her a book. Secret Messages, A History of Codes and Code Breaking. He worked construction, died 2 years later in a workplace accident. Scaffolding collapsed. No safety net. No insurance. Inside the front cover, his handwriting. For my smart girl. Never stop asking questions. Love, Dad. Maya keeps that book in her backpack every single day. The cover is worn now, pages dog-eared, but it's hers. After he died, Loretta took a second job, night shift janitor at the Pentagon. It was the only way to keep their apartment in Southeast D.C., the only way to keep Maya in school. Maya became a latchkey kid. The library became her second home. The children's librarian noticed her. Mrs. Lane, elderly, kind, saw this little black girl devouring puzzle books meant for adults, reading at 11th grade level at age 8. Mrs. Lane showed her the codes and ciphers section. Maya checked out every book, read them all, twice. At age 10, she discovered the cryptoclub.org, free website, online community for puzzle enthusiasts. She created an account. Username, Midnight Solver, because she solved puzzles at night while her mom worked. Nobody knew she was 10 years old. They just knew she was good. She learned Caesar ciphers, Visionaire, rail fence, playfair, substitution, transposition, every method she could find. She rose through the ranks, bronze member, silver, gold. Last year, she won an online competition, $50 gift card, her first prize ever for being smart. Her school never noticed. Jefferson Middle School, underfunded, overcrowded. Teachers stretched thin. Maya scored 98th percentile on state tests 3 years running. Her teachers recommended her for gifted programs twice. Know what happened? Budget cuts. No spots available. Waiting list. So a 12-year-old genius sits in regular classes doing busy work math, while Pentagon contractors get paid 6 figures to do what she does for free. Every evening, Maya comes here, 6 p.m. to 1 a.m., does homework in the cafeteria, then solves puzzles online using Pentagon guest Wi-Fi, invisible to everyone, except her mother, and Mrs. Lane, and thousands of anonymous puzzle solvers who know her only as Midnight Solver. But 15 minutes ago, she did what visibility couldn't. She solved the unsolvable. Conference room 3B. 1:15 in the morning. Colonel Hendricks made a decision. She called in Dr. Whitmore, Lieutenant Marcus Reed, the duty officer, 2 senior cryptanalysts. Emergency meeting. Middle of the night. Maya sits at the conference table, tiny in the adult chair, clutching her notebook. Loretta stands behind her, still in her janitorial uniform, protective, terrified. Dr. Whitmore arrives 10 minutes later, furious at being woken, hair disheveled, tie loose. He walks in, sees Maya and Loretta, stops. "Ma'am, I was told this was an emergency cryptographic breakthrough." His voice is tight, annoyed. "Why is janitorial staff still here?" "Because the breakthrough came from her daughter," Hendricks says. She gestures to Maya. Whitmore stares, then laughs. "Actually, I laugh. Assume it's a joke." "I'm sorry, what? A child?" "This child decoded 4 sections of the cipher in 15 minutes. Hendricks doesn't smile. "I've verified 1 phrase already. It's accurate. I need your team to verify the rest, now." Whitmore's smile fades. Hendricks projects Maya's decoded phrases on the screen. The cryptanalysts pull up verification systems, cross-referencing against known intelligence markers, metadata, linguistic patterns. 5 minutes of tense silence. One analyst speaks, slowly, carefully. The Vienna reference. It matches intercepted phone metadata from 72 hours ago, same timestamp, same location. A second analyst leans forward. Alpine route. We've had surveillance on mountain border crossings for weeks. This would explain the pattern we saw. The third analyst types rapidly. Pulls up a customs report. 27 containers. That matches a cargo manifest flagged by customs yesterday. We couldn't confirm the contents. This confirms it. Dr. Whitmore's face changes. Disbelief. Confusion. Then something harder. Reluctant acceptance. He turns to Maya. How? Hendricks nods at Maya. Explain your method. Maya's voice shakes, but she speaks. Okay. So when I looked at the symbols, I noticed they repeated in groups of 7. That's usually a clue for a substitution cipher. But when I tried basic substitution, it didn't work. So I thought maybe there's another layer. She points at the screen. Then I saw the way the symbols were arranged, kind of in diagonal rows. That reminded me of a rail fence cipher. That's when you write the message in a zigzag pattern and read it off in rows. The analysts listen. Actually listen. So I tried combining them. First, I applied a rail fence pattern with a key of 7, because of the groups of 7. That gave me scrambled letters. Then I applied for a Caesar shift. That's when you move each letter a certain number of spaces in the alphabet. She looks at Whitmore. He's not interrupting. I tried different shift numbers. When I got to shift 7, the letters started making words. Once I had the pattern, I could apply it to other sections. It's like, once you know how the lock works, you can open all the doors. Silence. Lieutenant Reed speaks softly. She just taught us in 2 minutes what we couldn't figure out in 2 weeks. Whitmore approaches the main screen. Take Maya's method. Applies it to a section they haven't decoded yet. Letters unscramble before his eyes. Names, dates, locations, all emerging cleanly from the cipher. He turns to Maya. His expression is complex. Humiliation, amazement, something that might be respect. Where did you learn this? Online, sir, and books. I like puzzles. You're 12 years old. Yes, sir. Hendricks stands, addresses Whitmore directly. Dr. Whitmore, I need your team to apply this methodology to the complete dataset immediately. We have 72 hours before the Senate briefing. This child just gave us the key. Don't waste it. Whitmore nods slowly. Look at his team. You heard the Colonel. Let's decode everything. Now. He doesn't apologize. Not yet, but the dismissiveness is gone. Next morning, news spreads through Pentagon classified channels. Cipher broken. Source, 12-year-old, break room. Intelligence analysts drinking coffee. I heard Whitmore's team finally cracked it. No, I heard it was some kid, probably an intern or something. A kid? Come on, that's just a cover story. Probably a CIA asset. Nobody believes a 12-year-old black girl solved what experts couldn't. Whitmore's office, his supervisor on speakerphone, 2-star general. Gerald, I'm reading reports that a civilian miner provided the breakthrough. How does this reflect on your unit's capabilities? Whitmore shifts in his chair. Sir, the cipher was exceptionally sophisticated. Sophisticated enough that a 12-year-old solved it during her mother's break time? The general's voice is ice. That's the optics here, Doctor. That's what I have to explain to my supervisor. The call ends. Whitmore sits in silence. Jefferson Middle School. Regular Tuesday. Maya attends her usual classes. Math, English, science. Nobody knows what she did last night. Her teacher notices she's falling asleep. Maya, are you all right? Yes, ma'am. I just didn't sleep much. She can't tell anyone. It's classified. She sits through lessons she mastered 2 years ago. Pretends to pay attention. Nobody asks why she's tired. Nobody asks what she's capable of. Pentagon cafeteria. That evening, Maya returns with her mother for Loretta's shift. Some Pentagon staff recognize her now. Whispers, stares, pointing. Two analysts stand in line for coffee. Young, insecure. One speaks just loud enough. That's her, the janitor's kid. Probably got lucky with a guess. Right place, right time. The other nods. Yeah. I mean, come on. 12 years old, no training? It doesn't add up. Maya hears it. Look down at her homework. Loretta's hand rests on her daughter's shoulder. Squeeze gently. Baby, hold your head up. You earned respect. Don't let anyone take it. Maya tries, but her head stays down. 3 days later, classified briefing, Pentagon leadership. Whitmore presents the decoded intelligence, charts, names, locations, operational timelines. He credits breakthrough in methodology, but doesn't name Maya. She's a minor. Can't be in official reports. An admiral asks, Doctor, who developed this methodology? Whitmore hesitates. Colonel Hendricks speaks from the back of the room. A civilian consultant identified the cipher structure, sir. I want that consultant on contract. She's 12 years old, sir. Stunned silence. Explain. Hendricks does. Shows Maya's original notes. Explains the timeline. 15 minutes. Zero training. Self-taught. Reactions split the room. Some were impressed. Some are skeptical. Some are visibly uncomfortable. A senior analyst speaks up. Career officer. 28 years. With respect, ma'am, we can't base national security operations on the work of an untrained child. What if she made an error? What if the methodology doesn't scale? We have protocols for a reason. Others nod. Hendricks doesn't flinch. Then test it. Give her another cipher. If she fails, we'll know it was luck. If she succeeds, maybe we need to rethink our assumptions about training and credentials. The Admiral considers. Long pause. Do it. But keep this contained. No media, no politicians, just results. That night, conference room 3B again. Maya sits alone at the table, staring at her father's book, the one he gave her before he died. Never stop asking questions. She's asking now. Asking if she belongs here. Asking if one success means anything when everyone's waiting for her to fail. Loretta finds her, sits beside her. They don't believe in you yet, baby. That's their problem, not yours. You keep doing what you do. The truth doesn't need permission. Maya nods, but doubt sits heavy in her chest. 1 week later. Classified operations room. Pentagon basement. Intelligence gathered from Maya's decryption created a cascade. Actionable intelligence. Real-world operations. CIA activates field teams in Vienna. Europol coordinates with Austrian authorities. The FBI monitors domestic contacts. NSA tracks digital communications using the decoded identifiers. 27 shipping containers flagged at Port of Hamburg. Contents. Weapons components disguised as industrial machinery. Destination. 3 different conflict zones. 19 individuals were identified and surveilled across 4 countries. A network map constructed from decoded names and locations. Connections nobody saw before. 72-hour operation. Austrian police arrest 7 suspects at the exact checkpoint Maya's decryption identified. Checkpoint Vienna 0400. Precisely where the intelligence said they'd be. German customs seize the containers before shipment. Coordinated raids across Europe. France, Belgium, Austria, Germany. 0 casualties. Major trafficking network dismantled, all because a 12-year-old saw a pattern. Colonel Hendricks receives the classified after-action report. Read the results. Then look at the attribution line. Initial intelligence breakthrough, Civilian consultant. Methodology effective across a full data set. No name. Maya is a minor. Her identity stays classified. Protected. Hendricks closes the report. Walk to the cafeteria. 10 p.m. Finds Maya at her usual corner table. Algebra homework. Loretta empties trash bins nearby. Hendricks sits down across from Maya. Unusual. Officers don't sit in the cafeteria. Maya looks up. Surprised. Nervous. Hendricks speaks quietly. Maya, I can't tell you details. Operational security. But I can tell you this. The work you did last week stopped something very bad from happening. People are alive today because you saw a pattern nobody else saw. Do you understand what I'm saying? Maya processes this slowly. The code. Was it real? Like it's actually important? Yes, actually important. Lives saved important. Maya's eyes well up. Not from sadness, from the weight of understanding. I just liked the puzzle, she whispers. The best people in this field do it because they love the puzzle, Hendricks says. Not for glory, not for credit, because it matters. You're a natural, Maya. That's rare. Loretta approaches. Protective instinct. Ma'am, is my daughter in some kind of trouble? Hendricks stands. Addresses Loretta directly. Eye to eye. No, ma'am. The opposite. Your daughter is extraordinarily gifted, and I want to make sure that gift doesn't go to waste. She pauses. Would you give me permission to have her evaluated by our educational consultants? There are programs, scholarships, mentorships, for young people with her abilities. Loretta's expression hardens. Suspicious. She's heard promises before. Programs that take her away from home? No. Programs that bring resources to her. She stays with you, stays in her school, lives her normal life. But she gets access to training, competitions, college preparation, all free, no strings. Loretta looks at Maya. Baby, is that something you want? Maya nods. Can't speak. Throat too tight. Hendricks pulls out a card. Write a number on the back. This is my personal cell. Call me when you're ready, or if you have questions. Any questions. She hands it to Loretta. Mrs. Johnson, your daughter did something in 15 minutes that career professionals couldn't do in 2 weeks. That's not luck. That's talent. Exceptional talent. And in my experience, talent like that either gets nurtured or it gets buried. I'd like to make sure it gets nurtured. Loretta takes the card. Hold it carefully. Thank you, ma'am. From the bottom of my heart. Hendricks nods. Look at Maya one more time. Keep solving puzzles, Maya. The world needs people who see what others miss. She walks away. Maya looks at her mother, then back at her homework. For the first time in her life, someone with power saw her, really saw her, and believed. 2 weeks later. Colonel Hendricks's office. Papers spread across her desk. Educational assessment reports, security clearance pre-applications, scholarship program documents, letters to MIT's youth cryptography program. Lieutenant Reed enters. He's been helping coordinate behind the scenes. The evaluations came back, Reed says. Her pattern recognition scores are off the charts. 99.8 percentile, spatial reasoning 99.9, linguistic logic, perfect score. Hendricks doesn't look surprised. Reed continues. The educational psychologist said she's never seen a profile like this outside institutionalized genius programs. And she's been teaching herself from library books and free websites, Hendricks says. There's more. Reed pulls up a file on his tablet. I did some digging. Maya scored 98th percentile on state standardized tests 3 years running. Her teachers recommended her for gifted programs twice. Let me guess, Hendricks says. Budget cuts, no spots available. Waiting list. Reed nods. Of course. Hendricks leans back. So, A generational talent sits in an underfunded school doing busy work while we pay contractors 6 figures to do what she did for free. She's drafted a proposal, Pentagon Youth Scholarship Program, pilot initiative to identify analytical talent in children of military and support staff, Maya as first recipient. Full college scholarship held in trust until age 18, immediate access to summer programs, mentorship, online courses, partnership with MIT and NSA, youth cryptography development. The Admiral signed off? Reed asks. Not yet. I'm presenting Thursday, but I'm not asking permission to help Maya. I'm asking permission to formalize what I'm doing anyway. Hendricks closes the folder. If they say no, I'll fund it personally. Saturday morning. Hendricks invites Maya and Loretta to her office. Maya sits on the edge of her chair, nervous. Loretta beside her, hands folded. Hendricks explains everything. The assessments, the scholarship, the programs, access to resources Maya's never had. Loretta's face tightens. We can't afford... You don't pay anything, Mrs. Johnson. Hendricks is gentle but firm. Maya's work for the Department of Defense has earned this. Technically, she could be contracted as a consultant, but she's a minor, so instead, we invest in her future. Maya speaks quietly. Why are you doing this? For me? Hendricks pauses. This is personal. 15 years ago, my little brother died in Iraq. He was a translator. He died because someone mistranslated a warning. Wrong word. Wrong dialect. The intelligence was there. We just couldn't read it properly. Her voice stays steady, but her eyes are distant. Since then, I've made it my mission to find the best code breakers, translators, analysts in the world. And you, Maya, at 12 years old, no formal training, no security clearance, no special resources. You did in 15 minutes what our best couldn't do in 2 weeks. She looks directly at Maya. I'm doing this because talent like yours is too rare to waste, and because I wish someone had done it for my brother when he was young, saw his gift for languages, gave him the tools. Maybe things would have been different. Hendricks leans forward. You're getting the chance he didn't. Don't waste it. Maya cries. Loretta cries. Even Hendricks's eyes glisten. Loretta reaches across the desk, takes Hendricks's hand. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you. 3 weeks later. Pentagon courtyard. Lunch hour on a Saturday. Maya sits on a bench eating a sandwich. She's here for a mentorship session with a Pentagon cryptographer. She wears a visitor badge now. Educational consultant, Lieutenant Reed joins her. He's started mentoring her informally, checking in, making sure she's adjusting. How's the MIT online course going? He asks. Hard? Maya smiles a little. Good hard. Like my brain hurts, but in a fun way. Reed laughs. That's exactly how it should feel. If it's too easy, you're not growing. They sit in comfortable silence. Afternoon sun. Smell of fresh-cut grass. Jets overhead in the distance. Maya looks at him. Can I ask you something? Always. Why did you help me, that first night? You could have just ignored Colonel Hendricks, told her it was probably nothing. Reed considers this, choosing his words carefully. You want the honest answer? Maya nods. 3 years ago, I almost quit the military. I'd been passed over for promotion twice. Watched guys with half my qualifications move up while I stayed stuck. He pauses. And I realized it wasn't about my work. It was about other things. Things I can't change about myself. Maya understands. She doesn't need him to say it. Then Colonel Hendricks transferred to my unit. The first thing she did was promote me. Said my work spoke for itself, and she didn't care about anything else. She gave me a chance when nobody else would. He looks at Maya. So when I saw you, 12 years old, brilliant, solving puzzles nobody else could solve, and people were ready to dismiss you because of who your mom is, where you're from, what you look like. I thought, not this time. Not if I can help it. His voice is quiet but firm. You deserved Colonel Hendricks, so I made sure you got one. Maya's eyes shine. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me why I stayed. People like you. You're the reason this job matters. Reed reaches into his backpack, pulls out a book. Thick, worn cover. The Code Breakers, by David Kahn. This is my copy. I've had it since I was 17. It's the book that made me want to do this work. I want you to have it. I can't take your book. Yes, you can, because you're going to do things I never will. And one day maybe you'll give it to another kid who needs to believe they belong in this field. He opens the front cover. Inside, he's written in pen. For Maya, who taught the teachers, keep solving the impossible. Lieutenant M. Reed. Maya holds the book carefully, like it's sacred. Two people from completely different worlds, connected by the belief that talent deserves recognition. 4 weeks after the first breakthrough. New crisis. The State Department receives encrypted communique through a secure channel. Source: dissident group from an Eastern European nation. They're documenting government human rights abuses, torture, disappearances, mass graves. But they won't release the evidence until they confirm the U.S. can decode their secure communications. They've sent a test cipher. If the U.S. can decode it, they'll send the full evidence package, 247 pages of documentation, names, dates, locations, video evidence coordinates. Timeline: 48 hours before an international summit where this evidence could change diplomatic policy. If the U.S. fails to decode, the dissidents lose trust. The evidence disappears. Hundreds of lives hang in the balance. The cipher is worse than the first. Combines Cyrillic alphabet modifications. Includes deliberate decoy patterns. False leads designed to waste time. Multiple language layers. Time-sensitive date encoding. The Pentagon's best team has worked 36 hours straight. Zero progress. Emergency briefing. Pentagon Secure Conference Room. Present: Hendricks. Whitmore. NSA Director, a 3-star general. State Department Liaison. Senior cryptanalysts. Everyone looks exhausted. The NSA Director speaks first. We're out of time and options. Someone tell me we have a solution. Silence. Hendricks speaks carefully. Sir, I have an unconventional recommendation. At this point, I'll take the unconventional. Maya Johnson, the 12-year-old who solved the previous cipher. The room reacts. Some nod. Word has spread. Others look skeptical. The State Department liaison objects immediately. We're going to trust international diplomacy to a child? Whitmore surprises everyone. He speaks up. She's not just a child. She's the best pattern recognition mind I've ever encountered. If anyone can solve this, it's her. Everyone stares at Whitmore, the man who mocked her a month ago. He continues, I was wrong about her. I admit it. But I'm not wrong about this. We need her. The NSA Director considers. Long pause. Bring her in. But this stays compartmentalized. If she fails, this meeting will never happen. Saturday, 2 p.m. Maya arrives with Loretta. Loretta insisted on staying. No way she's leaving her daughter alone in this pressure. Conference room setup. Projection screens showing the cipher. 4 senior analysts present. Hendricks, Whitmore, Reed. Clock on the wall counting down. 48 hours remaining. Hendricks addresses Maya. No pressure, but this is important. International importance. Lives dependently important. Do your best. If you can't solve it, you can't solve it. Nobody will blame you. Maya nods. Approaches the screen. Her hands tremble slightly. Hour 1 through 3. Maya studies the cipher silently. Analysts watch, trying not to hover. The room feels thick with tension. Finally, Maya speaks. This is different. The other one was elegant. Two simple methods combined. This is deliberately ugly. Like whoever made this wanted it to look unsolvable. Whitmore leans forward. Is it unsolvable? I don't know yet. But if someone sent it expecting us to solve it, there's a door somewhere. Hidden. But there. She starts making notes. Pattern analysis, frequency counts, testing theories, hour 4 through 7. Maya identifies the decoy patterns, false trails designed to waste time and resources. These sections here, she points at the screen, they look like they should mean something, but they're just noise, red herrings. If we ignore them and focus only on the symbols that appear in prime number positions, she sketches a new pattern on the whiteboard. An analyst runs the pattern through software. His eyes go wide. My God, she's right. Prime position filtering reveals a secondary structure. First layer decoded, a timestamp system. But the timestamps don't match current dates. They're shifted, off by years, hour 8 through 11. Maya hits a wall. The timestamp shift pattern doesn't follow any logical system she recognizes. Not daylight saving time, not time zones, not Julian calendar. She's tried everything. She's exhausted, frustrated, close to tears. Loretta brings her daughter water. Baby, take a break. I can't, Mama. Maya's voice cracks. People need this. I just can't figure out the time pattern. I've tried everything. Reed approaches gently. Maya, tell me about the dissidents. Who sent this? The State Department liaison answers. Eastern European group. Mix of intellectuals. Former government officials. Average age 45 to 60. Many lived through the Soviet era. Maya stops. Looks up. Soviet era. Old systems. She pulls a laptop closer. Starts searching frantically. What if they're using the old Soviet time system? Before 1991, the USSR used a different daylight time schedule. What if the timestamps are encoded using that old system? An analyst applies the conversion. Pauses. It works. The room exhales collectively. Timestamps decode. Meeting dates. Document reference numbers. Witness interview schedules. Hour 12 through 16. With timestamps decoded, the rest of the cipher becomes accessible. Names of witnesses. Document locations. Video evidence coordinates. Safe contact protocols. Maya works steadily, teaching the analysts her method as she goes. It becomes collaborative. Her insight, their processing speed, working together now. She's no longer the outsider. She's part of the team. Hour 17 through 18. The final decoded message emerges on screen. A table of contents. 247 pages of human rights documentation. Names, dates, locations, evidence types, all organized, all authenticated. The State Department liaison cross-references against satellite imagery and known incidents. Her hands shake as she types. This is actionable. This is everything. If this is accurate, this changes the entire diplomatic strategy. The NSA director has been observing remotely via video. Package the decoded methodology. Send confirmation to the dissidents. Prepare to receive the full evidence dump. He pauses. Look at Maya through the screen. Young lady, you just potentially saved hundreds of lives and changed the course of international policy. Do you understand that? Maya is exhausted. Honest. Her voice is small. I understood that people needed help, and I knew how to help. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Silence in the room. Then applause. Slow at first, then building. Genuine, respectful. Dr. Whitmore stands, walks over to Maya. The room quotes, Maya, I owe you an apology, a real one. He looks her in the eye. That first night, I mocked you. I dismissed you. I saw a child in a cafeteria and assumed you had nothing to offer. I was arrogant. I was wrong. And I'm sorry. His voice is steady, sincere. You're not just smart, you're brilliant. You see things we miss. And you've taught me more in 4 weeks than I've learned in 4 years. Thank you. And I'm sorry. Maya looks at him, 12 years old, exhausted, but gracious beyond her years. Thank you, Dr. Whitmore. I forgive you, and I hope you'll remember this. When you see other kids like me, kids who don't look like they belong, maybe they're exactly who you need. You just have to look. Whitmore nods, eyes wet. The room watches a grown man humbled by a child's wisdom. 6 weeks later, Pentagon Auditorium, special recognition ceremony, limited attendance. The classified nature of Maya's work prevents full publicity, but official recognition within the Defense Department, Pentagon leadership, intelligence community representatives, select Congress members from the Intelligence Committee, Maya's school principal and 2 teachers, specially cleared, Loretta's co-workers from janitorial staff, invited as guests of honor. Maya's morning started at 6 a.m. First formal dress she's ever owned, navy blue, simple, elegant. Colonel Hendricks took her shopping, paid personally. Loretta spent 2 hours braiding Maya's hair, special pattern, intricate, beautiful. New shoes, still a little big. You'll grow into them, baby. Maya is terrified, fidgeting with them. Loretta wears her one good suit, bought at a thrift store 8 years ago. Borrowed jewelry from a co-worker. Hair done at the salon for the first time in 2 years. They arrive. Security checks IDs 3 times. Inside, formal room, military precision, rows of seats, stage, American flag, Department of Defense seal. Loretta's co-workers wave from the back. Other janitors, cafeteria staff, security guards, people who hold this building together. Smiling, proud. The ceremony begins. Standard awards first. Length of service commendations. Unit citations. Academic excellence awards. 30 minutes of routine recognition. Then Colonel Hendricks takes the podium. The room shifts. Ladies and gentlemen, in the history of American cryptology, certain moments define our capabilities. Her voice carries. Steady. Powerful. The Navajo Code Talkers. The breaking of Enigma. The Venona Project. Pause. Today we honor a breakthrough that prevented a terrorist attack and enabled documentation of human rights abuses that will shape international policy for years. A silent room. Listening. This breakthrough came not from decades of training, not from advanced algorithms, not from institutional expertise. Another pause. It came from a 12-year-old girl with a library card, a love of puzzles, and the courage to speak up when she saw a pattern nobody else could see. Murmurs ripple through the audience. Maya Johnson solved 2 ciphers that stumped our best cryptanalysts, quickly, accurately, with methodology so clear she could teach experts in minutes. She looks toward Maya. She did it while doing 6th grade homework in a Pentagon cafeteria, because her mother, Loretta Johnson, who has cleaned these halls with dignity for 18 years, had no one to watch her daughter at home. Loretta's breath catches. Maya squeezes her hand. Today we recognize that genius doesn't require permission. Talent doesn't wait for credentials. Sometimes the smartest person in the room is the one we've been overlooking. Applause begins. Building. Maya Johnson, please come forward. Maya stands, legs shaking. Loretta squeezes her hand. Go, baby. The walk feels endless, all eyes on this tiny black girl in formal dress, clutching her father's book. She brought it for courage. Cameras flash, proof this happened. On stage beside Hendricks, the award. Defense Intelligence Exceptional Civilian Service Recognition. A special category was created for her, first ever awarded to a minor. The medal. Silver and blue ribbon. Official seal. Heavy. Real. Hendrix pins it on Maya's dress. Whispers. You earned this the moment you stepped into that room. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Photo opportunity. Official handshakes. Then Hendrix steps back. Maya has a few words. No prepared speech. Maya steps to the microphone. Too high. Someone adjusts down. She looks out. So many faces. Important people. And in back, her mother's co-workers. Her people. She speaks. Hi. I'm Maya. I'm 12. 7th grade at Jefferson Middle School. The voice shakes but carries. I don't really know what to say. People are calling me special. A genius. But I don't feel special. I just did something I love. Nervous laughter. Warm. Encouraging. I love puzzles. Figuring out how things work. That moment when impossible becomes possible. She touches the metal. My dad died when I was 8. Before he died, he gave me a book about codes. Holds up worn book. He wrote inside, never stop asking questions. So I didn't. I learned from the library, free websites, people online who didn't know I was a kid. Tears start. She doesn't wipe them. I think there are lots of kids like me, good at something, but nobody knows because nobody's looking. Wrong schools, wrong neighborhoods, parents with wrong jobs. Voice rises, stronger. My mom cleans floors. Some people think that makes us less important. Loretta wipes eyes. Co-workers hold her hands. But my mom is the hardest working person I know. She taught me your job doesn't define your worth. Your character does. She taught me never to be ashamed of who I am. Complete silence. So if you're a kid who loves something but people say you can't do it because of where you're from or what you look like, don't believe them. You can. Looks at adults. And if you're an adult with the power to help kids, teachers, bosses, leaders, please look, really look, at all the kids, even the ones who seem invisible. The voice breaks slightly. Because maybe they're just waiting for someone to ask what they're good at. Steps back. Thank you. Silence. Then Lieutenant Reed stands, then Hendrix, the entire room. Standing ovation. Long. Genuine. People wipe their eyes openly. Loretta sobbing, co-workers crying. Even military officers are emotional. Maya stands small on stage, metal catching light, not invisible anymore. Reception afterward. Pentagon Hall. NSA director approaches. Kneels to her level. We'd like to offer you a summer internship at 16. Paid. Full clearance. Until then, youth cryptography program. Maya looks at Mom. Loretta nods through tears. Yes, sir. MIT representative approaches. Maya, when you're ready for college, you have a full scholarship. No applications. You're already in. Her principal. When you come back Monday, a new gifted program. Pentagon funded. Because of you. 15 students. Dr. Whitmore stands in the background. Don't approach. But when Maya catches his eye, he raises glass. Silent toast. She smiles back. Reed finds her. I have something. Official Pentagon ID badge. Name, Maya Johnson. Title, Youth, Cryptographic Consultant. It's real. You're official. Welcome to the team. Maya holds a badge, stares at her name. Outside. Pentagon courtyard. Sunset orange and pink. Loretta and Maya stand together, looking at massive buildings. Baby, I've cleaned these floors for 18 years. Every night I thought maybe one day you'd work here, in an office, with a degree. Wipes eyes. But I never imagined this. You didn't just work here. You saved people. Changed things. You're 12. Voice breaks. Your daddy would be so proud. I'm so proud. Maya leans into her mother. I couldn't do it without you, Mama. You taught me to work hard, be proud of who I am. You showed me dignity isn't about job titles. It's about showing up and doing your best. Looks up. You've done that for 18 years. You're my hero. This medal is yours too. They stand together. Janitor and cryptographic consultant, mother and daughter, two black women who refused to be invisible. 6 months later, Maya's 13 now, still lives same apartment. Southeast DC, same neighborhood, same school, but everything is different. 8th grade, advanced placement courses, perfect grades, taking college-level math online through MIT. Youngest student ever in their youth cryptography program. Every Saturday, video calls with Pentagon analysts. They consult her on difficult cases now. Part of the team. Still spends evenings at the Pentagon while mom works. But now has her own workspace in analysis building. Real desk, computer, security clearance, published first article. Youth Cryptography Journal. Pattern recognition in multi-layer ciphers. Co-authored with Dr. Whitmore. Won National Middle School Mathematics Competition. Same Maya, just visible now. The Pentagon launched something because of her. Non-traditional pathways to intelligence. Colonel Hendricks created it. NSA director approved full funding. Pilot program partnering with underfunded schools across D.C., Maryland, Virginia. Identifies analytical talent in children of support staff, contractors, service members. Free courses, mentorship, summer programs, scholarships. 47 students enrolled in the first year, ages 12 to 17. Children of janitors, cafeteria workers, security guards, single parents, immigrant families, students from schools with no gifted programs. Raw talent previously overlooked. 6 months in, results are clear. 3 students placed in national mathematics competitions. 12 enrolled in advanced online courses. 100% retention. Partner schools reporting increased STEM engagement. Maya didn't just solve a code. She cracked open a door. When doors open, they create pathways for everyone who comes next. Carmen Rodriguez. 14, cafeteria worker's daughter, brilliant with languages, now studying linguistics at Georgetown Youth Program, dreams of an intelligent translator. Deshaun Williams, 13, parking attendant's son, gifted with spatial reasoning, now mentored by Pentagon engineers, MIT scholarship track, story after story. Talent is always there, just waiting to be seen. For every Maya Johnson we hear about, thousands we don't. Brilliant minds sitting in the back of classrooms, working in the shadows, waiting for someone to ask, "What are you good at?" This program asked. The answers changed everything. Present day, Pentagon cafeteria, evening. New cafeteria worker wipes tables. Her son, 10 years old, sits in the corner doing homework, working intensely. Maya walks through, 13, consultant badge, getting coffee before a mentoring session. Notices the boy, sees his notebook. Mathematical equations way beyond 5th grade. She approaches. Hey, what are you working on? Boy looks up, defensive, shy. Just math homework. Can I see? Advanced algebra. Self-taught. Intuition clearly there. This is really good. Have you thought about joining a math program? Boy speaks quietly. Programs like that aren't for kids like me. Maya smiles softly. I used to think that too. I'm Maya. 2 years ago, I was sitting right where you are. Now I consult for this Pentagon. I'm 13. Pulls out card. Program coordinator contact. Call tomorrow. Tell them I sent you. Free program. After school. For kids good at math. Adds her email. What's your name? Jamal? Jamal, don't let anyone make you feel invisible. You're not. You're going to do amazing things. Jamal's mother watches from across the cafeteria, eyes tearing. The cycle continues. One person seeing another, changing a life. This story is real. Not because every detail happened exactly this way, but because the truth it tells is undeniable. Right now, in every city, every school, every workplace, there are Mayas, brilliant minds in unexpected places, kids with extraordinary gifts nobody's noticed. Wrong neighborhood, wrong family, wrong school, children of janitors, cashiers, bus drivers, security guards, sitting in cafeterias, libraries, waiting rooms, invisible to people with power to change their lives. Here's what we're asking. This week, notice a child. Really notice them. Teachers, look at the quiet kid in the back row. Ask what they're curious about. Employers, your support staff have children. Ask about them. Could your company offer scholarship, mentorship, opportunity? Parents, talk to your children about people they overlook. Teach them every job has dignity, every person has value. Everyone. When you see a child doing something unusual, reading advanced books, solving puzzles, say something. That's really cool. You're good at that. You might be the first person who ever told them. You might be the person who changes everything. Organizations are waking up. The Pentagon's program is real and growing. Companies dropping degree requirements, looking for raw talent, schools creating partnerships. But we need more. If you run a company, create scholarships for children of support staff. If you're in education, audit who gets recommended for gifted programs. If you're in government, fund programs finding talent in unconventional places. If this story moved you, share it. Send it to the teacher, manager, and parent. Comment below. Who's the most talented person you know who never got the opportunity they deserved? Let's start seeing them. Let's start changing that. Talent isn't rare. The willingness to recognize it is. Be the person who changes that.